Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time, right? It's been almost a year since I last posted, and for some reason today I wanted to make a video and reach out to you guys. My hope is that we can well, I can just make a video. It might be a little bit longer, but I can just like shoot straight with you guys and just, you know, speak from the heart, from the mind, whatever, as I'm sitting here. And so it might be a little bit longer, but we're just going to be hanging out. And I think maybe that's the best way to go, just so these videos can get to you and it can get out, you know, as I do the projects or as I'm thinking about some stuff. I don't have to worry too much about, oh, how's that going to sound, or if I need to sit and edit segments just to move the pace of the video. So it could be boring sometimes. It might not even be, you know, something that you're expecting from this channel, but I think this is the most sensible thing and probably the best thing I could do right now if I were to make videos and continue to make videos, so I can get them out to you and I can make progress on the work. So I would feel like there's more time to go ahead and do the projects versus like do one project, you know, a couple of days on the project and like a week or so just sitting and trying to edit and then finally getting that uploaded to you guys. And it's like we've already lost our time from trying to sit and waste on the editing part. So biggest thing is the editing, and so I don't want to do it. I don't really care to do it. Hopefully this is the way to go, and this is like the easiest way. I can just grab a camera, talk to you, and you know, we can move forward with the things that we love to do. So today I wanted to kind of show you the new space. I have been cleaning the heck out of this garage, almost like all the time. It needs some cleaning, but right now I've cleaned it up pretty good. So I wanted to show you some of the new things, different arrangements that I have in the garage. Like we'll talk about that wall right there, right? That's a pretty cool wall I put up. There's some new bench tables and just maybe like the arrangement of everything and how I think it flows better. Like that window right there we'll talk about. Did some decorations and stuff on there. And then there is of course some completely new in this garage right there. Yeah, that's my new motorcycle. I just got that, so super happy with that. Has nothing to do with this channel, but I do like riding motorcycles, and so that's a part of this garage. Let's see what else we got. So we'll talk about that wall right there. Let me get some lighting on here. Okay, hold on a second. Sometimes you gotta plug in the necessary plugs. Let's get some lights in here. Get the plug. I'm gonna run this. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I put up some bikes up there, clear up some space because we don't have a lot of space in this garage. It's a 2-car garage, and I have my stained glass tables set up. You know, a majority of the space is the stained glass work. Got the lighting and everything, camera mounts, and you know, there's like a couple of bikes. Alright, so we'll start in the back here. We got this garage space. You guys can kind of see how it all looks, and it is just the regular 2-car garage, but I've managed to be able to fit in all the stained glass stuff as well as all the toys and things that we enjoy, like these two e-bikes here. We got the kid seats. We just cruise around with them, so it's been a lot of fun. I've got my Vespa VBB. It's a 63 150, and it does obviously, it just hasn't been working that well. It's an old bike. Been fixing a lot of stuff on it, and it's not really rideable yet. I mean, it has been, but it's broken down again, so it's always a constant fix right there. So that's in the works. Meanwhile, I got this right here. This is my Harley Sportster 2000, and it's not so old, kind of is, but you know, runs well, looks nice, and so yeah, it's been real fun with this, and it's just an awesome machine. All right, so if you remember back in the, I don't know, previous old videos, you'll see that this big table used to be facing that wall, and I would be working and be looking at the wall, and then these two bench over here, these benches are just like work benches. I had them placed over here to kind of block off the space for the stained glass and the glass work and stuff here. So now I've moved it to be on the back of the wall. This is my shipping, packaging area, and I could work with you know, putting all the tools and everything, like all the stuff together in a package for you guys, people that are ordering, and that gets sent out from here. So for a while I was like this, this past year I've been packaging all the kits that were going out to everyone. So I've got like storage space, all the tools and equipment and everything here. So it's been okay, you know, just working with what we've got out here. This wall right here is pretty awesome. I think this is came out really nice. I wanted to have like a backdrop for when we're filming or something, and I have you know, I'm sitting on the table talking. You can kind of see some of the backdrop, some of the glass work. So we've got some corner pieces that I really love. Put that up on there. I think it looks really nice and balanced. And we've got this moon right here way back in the days, if you remember. We did that, one of the earlier projects on this channel. The pinwheel, that's always an easy, good beginner project. You guys should do that if you haven't done so already for one of your first projects. That feather right there is my very first feather I've ever done on, not just for the channel, for stained glass, first ever piece. And so I wanted to put that up there just as a reminder to show that how crappy it could look, but also, you know, the progress that I've made along the way. The honeycomb's really cool. That video did really well, and so that apparently just clicked with a lot of people. The pinwheel was another fun one. I love all the colors to be able to add into there. Got that inspiration from seeing that something similar like that in a shop in San Francisco, and that was how, or pretty much why, I wanted to pursue stained glass and figure out how all this works. What else? I saw this here. This is a block of a stack of work boards. I don't know if I mentioned this, but these work boards are made by my friend who is a woodworker, and he was able to build this up to spec, you know, customize it for us. And so there's a few here that you can grab. Once they're gone, we'll have to put in a new order, but for now this is what we have. So good work boards. If I guess you don't really need this awesome workboard. You can use a piece of plywood. You'll get away with that, no problem. But that has a square here, so you can square off your projects. So that's a pretty cool thing. And then moving along, this window right here, I thought, I should add something to it and do something with it. And so finally got all the old projects, everything that I've done in the past, and kind of just threw them on here, added everything onto this frame just to hang it up. So it's not just sitting in a box and I'm actually showing it off and I can see it. Every day when I walk in here, I can remind myself that these are the works, glass that I've done. This one right here is the first leaded project. Still looking really nice. So that's up there. I didn't really hang it, just kind of placed it up there. Didn't want to block the view. Yeah, I got those bikes up there. Try to clear up some space because we don't have a lot of space at all. I've got a bunch of more junk-ish stuff like Christmas things that we're trying to put up. So that is that wall. So this project right here is what I worked on a couple of weeks ago, and I have videos of it. I have the entire recorded steps, everything from the beginning of like selecting the glass, cutting it and going through all the steps. And it's in the computer. It's not edited. It's just in the computer and getting ready to be edited. And so that's why I wanted to make this video, so we can talk about this and I can just share this with you without having to worry about again, like the editing part of things, right? So this is the project. What do you guys think? The whole idea was to come back and do a first project that was going to be easy, fairly easy to do with a couple of pieces, right? Like this one only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 glass pieces. So less pieces to work with. And I like the triangles. I like triangles, like the projects that I've done, the projects that are triangular. Somehow I just love the look of it. And so my idea was to do the triangle piece and then try to come up with a design within that. And I came up with this design, hopefully, trying to keep it simple and something that maybe you haven't seen before, something that hasn't is not out there, and still a very simple look. And so I came up with this design. I like it. I think it's pretty easy, stands out, and you can do different combinations of colors and things like that, of course. So picking out the piece right here, like doing what is it, like the curves, right, obviously is a little bit challenging. The deep curves right here, like this yellow, is not so bad. It's an outside curve, but when you get to this green piece right here, this is harder. This has like the inner curve, which was a little bit tough. It kind of went according to plan, but you have to cut a lot of glass to eat into get this nice curve right here. And then on this side, it's not so bad because that's an outside cut. So that's for the green piece. And then the blue, you have this inside cut again. And so that is a little bit difficult, but not so bad. And we have this edge right here, which is just a straight cut, but then you have, like a thinner, this sliver of glass right here that I was worried that it would break or something like that, but, did pretty good. So anyways, that is supposedly a simple, easy project. So some of the things that are different on this, instead of doing copper foil like you would, say go with the curves and just copper foil everything, and that would have been a lot easier. You can just copper foil the entire thing and then be done with that, or you can frame it with lead, you can frame it with zinc like I did. And instead of doing the copper foil, I went with zinc instead, simply just because I like the zinc look. I like the shine of it. This is like the natural zinc material, versus like lead, where it is, I want to say it's more raw, and it looks good with patina, like black patina, or just leaving it as like a rougher finish look. So that's when I would like to do projects with lead came. But for this, I wanted it to be like a shiny, silvery metal look. So the zinc was perfect, but the problem is zinc is so stiff. It doesn't bend like lead came. It doesn't flex and curve like lead came would. So there is something that bends the zinc rods, and let me show you what I got. Okay, so for those of you who are new to came bending like I was, I just researched it and found that you can bend a stiff piece of lead or a stiff piece of zinc or brass. Here's some examples. This is like a stiff piece of zinc right here, right? That's pretty tough. It's not going to bend easily at all. So for a piece like that, you would need something like this. This is the cane bender. You slip it right through there, and depending on the degree of how this lines up, this roller lines up with the two in the back, and then you start spinning it and it feeds the rod through and it starts bending that cane. And so I was able to bend something like this, get that precise curve, and then be able to solder everything together right back onto the frame. And even then, look at this, I did it on one side, right? Soldered everything on one side. And then I realized maybe I don't even need to do the back, right? Like the back just looks super clean, like it's just floating. At times, sometimes I wonder, do I even need to, here, let's, like what if, so I soldered the sides, right, like on one side, every single thing, all the connections, right, where they meet, solder all that up. And then I decided, like, this is strong, this is so stiff right now, there's no need to solder the back, right? Why do that? Why solder the back? You don't have to do it. It looks clean, it looks nice, so don't have to do this. Now I'm actually thinking, I don't need to solder anything in the middle. This cane is so stiff. If I frame this triangle and I had all the curved pieces right there, just kind of seated, and I close it off, the triangle, I would just be able to solder, like I could do the front, I could do the back, do the front and the back, do the front and the back, and not have to mess with the center, right? Sometimes it's nice to be able to talk about this stuff, like think through your thoughts, right? And that's what I'm going to be doing from now on. Seriously. If I make a project that has a zinc border and I know everything is fitted correctly and it lines up, there's no need to solder everything at all internally. I think if the piece is this small, like if it's this small, you've got good solder joints on the edge right there, front and back, let's say. You got solder joints on the front and back, then the pieces is not going anywhere. This glass, it can't move anywhere. It's solid. It's even stronger than some of the lead stuff that I've done. I think it feels like it. So why bother with soldering these little spots right there? I mean, if your glass is fitted like mine is, it's not even shaking. Maybe there's like one piece, this guy right here. That one is shaking. That one's, see? It's just that one right there. So if you made it tight and you made it like tight on each piece, I think you can get away with just soldering the sides and be done with it. I just feel like that would save you so much time. You can make more projects. You can make, you know, there's less cleanup, and also just to me it looks a little bit better. Like, at least look at this side right here. You know, that there's nothing on here, and it just looks clean. Like, it's unnecessary to have those welds. Anyways, that's my thought. Maybe you guys could play with that, and I will definitely try that out next time. So hopefully not just giving you advice, and testing it out as well myself. So yeah, as a matter of fact, we could probably do it on this new project. Oh, another project that I made, I haven't shared with anybody. I recorded this a while back, and again, just was like, I don't know how I can get this video out, or even if I had time to do it. Do you want to know what this is? Check it out. Alright, let's see if we can see this here. Here, let's see. So this kaleidoscope here, I made a rod. I think I added just right about to there. So it's a brass rod, and the idea was to put in this glass disc, like maybe a pinwheel with different colors, and then I would be able to spin the wheel, and as you do that, those colors would change, right? The colors of the wheel would change, and then when you're looking through the kaleidoscope, then it would change colors. And so at this point, I haven't figured out how to make that wheel and how to assemble it onto this rod. So it's just a regular kaleidoscope right now without that wheel. And I may in the future get back into it, but kind of abandoned it, unfortunately. Just never got back into it on this one. However, on this piece right here, I did use a lead-free solder, so I am able to touch it, put it up to my eye, you know, without worrying about contaminants and lead and all that stuff. So kind of nice, worked really well. It's very shiny still, looks just like your regular lead solder. So I didn't have any troubles soldering this at all. I don't remember anything difficult about it. we can probably explore that some more. I would love to do like a video on lead-free solder versus leaded, see how that compares. But as of right now, yeah, I mean, we can do that. That's many videos in the future we have opportunities to do that in the future. So if you guys would like that, let me know. So that is the kaleidoscope project. Now let's get into this new project that I wanted to show you guys, and I'll talk about more about it. So let's get into it. Okay, so here's what happened. Earlier on, I had this project going, and I even grabbed the mirrored glass. I was cleaning it. I had a video of it. I was recording a lot, and somehow that file got corrupt. So I've been talking, and now I basically don't have anything. But let me get this on the table, and I will get the template, and you guys can see what we're up to. Okay, so what we are doing is this right here. This is a Harley Davidson logo, and to I guess to celebrate my new motorcycle, I want to do this logo, and my idea was to do it in the borders will be zinc. That's what I've got, and I'll show you guys that. So it'll be like a thicker zinc border, and then on the interior, the inside glass, what we're gonna do is use mirrored glass. So I think it'll look really cool. This is probably this is pretty much the size that I think it's gonna be. Printed it out on two 8.5 by 11 and just kind of splice it together here. So mirrors in the middle right there, and some zinc frames. We can bend that with the cane bender, those top parts, and then over here the rectangle will be regular. Yeah, let me show you. Okay, so we've got two things here. This is gonna be very tough. This has an open end on one side. It also has an open end on the other side. These two channels, so we call that an H came. Looks like an H. This one right here has an open end one side, the other side is closed. This is called a C came, and it is or U. Yeah, I forgot. I think it's U came. U, and you have the glass that goes in on the one slot right here. So this will be the border, and this will be the middle parts of the glass. So again, the U came border will be on the outside, and the H came, I'll place it right over here. I'll probably use that for the rectangles. I cleaned up the mirrors with the old videos. You guys don't have it because we don't have that old video, but found a regular sheet of glass, or mirrored glass, right? So I cleaned it off, and I think there's good usable space here because some of it is scratched up. You can't really see it, obviously. So the mirror's ready. It's cleaned off. I used isopropyl alcohol, wiped the surface of it, and it looks pretty good. We now have the logo. I'm going to try to figure out what size the glass is going to be, because if I cut it right now, I think the border we might have to play around with that just to make sure, because the border of my zinc is not the same size as this. This template is a little bit bigger and a little bit wider on that black, those lines right there. So I have a 1/2 inch came. This is the size that I got, so we're just gonna go with it. You can probably get, I think the biggest is 3/4 inch in size, in width. So it could go a little bit bigger, but for now I have just the 1/2 inch. So it might still look good. It probably still look good. So let's get on this. I will put you guys up above and you can see the work. I wanted to do a test first before you cut anything. So if that's my came, it's gonna sit at about like right in the middle there. I've got this piece of glass just to kind of test fit it, see how much is gonna go in. Right, because it's gonna seat in there. Let's see the depth of it. This depth right here. Let's see how far it goes in. Oops, let's go on this side. Fucking pen. Goddamn. Fucking pen is not working. Alright, let me do a thicker side. So, alright, so that is how much goes in to the glass, or the glass goes into the channel. That is how much we would approximate. Maybe look at that. So like from, you know what I shouldn't do? That's not what I should do. What I should do, first is get a new pen. I got this red marker. Try to play around with this. What I'm trying to do is just line up the black parts right here, what it looks like. So from that to, we're gonna work in there, be about the middle. So that right there, from the black edge of the glass, is going to go into the channel. What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? That means that when I place it down here, that glass should be my ruler. So for my thinking, I'm gonna do just give me a second here. Let's try this flat part. This isn't even nice and flat, is it? Okay, it's flat. Okay. All right. So 8.8 centimeters, 8 millimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 millimeters. So 8 millimeters in, 8 millimeters wider than it should. So if I cut this, I need to cut it 8 millimeters wider. So why don't I add 8 millimeters right now to I'm adding 8 millimeters in to this template. Watch, you'll hopefully see what I'm trying to do here. Millimeters all around. Okay, so what I've done is I've laid out the channel right on top of the border, and I kind of placed it right in the middle, right on, like, smack down the middle of the border, and I test fitted a glass piece in here for the channel. So when I did that, that gave me the correct end of where the glass goes into the channel. And so then I know that the glass has to be that much bigger when I cut it, so it's not like the white part of the design that I would cut. It would be 8 millimeters in into the channel, so an extra 8 millimeters all around this first piece of rectangle white glass, this white part right here. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to mark and make a new border of 8 millimeters added onto this white piece right here, this rectangular piece. And so after that, when I cut the glass, it's going to be the 8 millimeters bigger, if that makes sense. That's confusing as all hell. Okay, so I just realized how, I guess not complicated, but a little bit confusing this could have been for you guys if I'm trying to explain this. So what I've done here is first, tape the logo so it's to size. And then now this black border now doesn't have, it's not the correct border size because of the 1/2 inch came that I have. But this is not a 1/2 inch, so I can resize the print, play around with that, or I can just kind of go with it right now. Try to resize in my calculations what the glass size is going to be, and so I did that by throwing down the cane onto this border here. So just kind of test fitted it, laid it right down on there, right about the middle. And then what I did was I took a piece of glass, regular sheet of glass, and I put it through there. So see if I could do this with one hand. Alright, so we do that. And then what I did there was I marked the end of that black border and made a line with the red marker. And so that gave me the depth of the glass that gets inserted into this channel, because oftentimes I don't know what that size is. Every time you get a different size came, it's going to be a different size depth, I think. So they're not exactly, maybe it is a standard. I just haven't noticed it, but you can always obviously get a smaller came with which I feel like it doesn't take up that much glass. So when I measured that came out to 8 millimeters of glass that goes into the channel. So that means I'm going to grow my glass by 8 millimeters all around. And so that's what I did with this border over here. The square, I'm just marking it so it's 8 millimeters all around extra, and then I will cut that rectangle out, and then we'll be able to trace our first mirrored piece of glass. So let's let's cut out that rectangle piece of paper. Hopefully we'll get one cut done today, because it looks like time is running out for me. We have I gotta go pick up the kids, and it's 4 o'clock, so time is coming upon us here. But I'm hopeful we can, we can get maybe like one glass piece done here. Alright, so I've added the border for the extra 8-inch or 8 millimeters to this piece, and it's going to be a good approximation. This is not going to be like the most precise thing. I mean, we are trying to do that, but you can always grind down, even though we don't want to do that. So we try to make it as good as possible without having to grind anything, especially like a square straight piece. We can do that quite easily. So I hope this is right. I hope this is right. Alright, hope you can see that too. But let's cut out, right? Because if we did that, and then this extra side will just come down, no problem. Let's try it out. If you guys want this template right here, I will I have the files that are split into two, because I took a big picture and then I spliced it in half, and so then there's two files. You can print one file on the 8.5 by 11, the other file on the other paper, and then just tape it together. So I'll try to put that up or link it somewhere, so we have something, or you can get that and be able to print it at home if you're going to try something like this out. But yeah, this is, I don't know, if you want to try it out. Okay. I mean, I shouldn't even be cutting this out. I don't know what I'm doing. Why don't we just measure the size of the rectangle, because that would probably be smarter, and then we don't have to cut anything. So the size of the rectangle is 5.8 centimeters wide by 28 and a half and 28.8, I guess 28.7, 28.7. 28.7. Let's write this down. 28.7 centimeters. 28.7. Let's make sure we got that. 28.7. And we have 5.8. So 5.8. 5.8. Okay. Alright, so that is what I want to do with the middle section. Do we have a good spot? Do we have a good corner? Without scratches. Oh man, I want to see if I can get some wipes again. I see some scratches right here I don't like. Some more scratches over here. I mean, they're all over. I don't think I can escape it. Oh, man. That is gonna show. That is gonna show. Okay. There's some scratches on the borders. Got scratches like leading up right close to there, right on the edge. So I want to just chop off like a good chunk of it. And then that looks like it's a little bit more clean right here. Yeah, unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to do that. Get a good tea. Chair rocks way too much, man. Okay. What do we got? Gotta cut this much? Holy shit. Yeah, I guess so. Alright. Glass cutter. All good. Alright, here goes nothing. That's pretty nice. That's pretty good. Man, I never know where to put that thing. Alright, that looks good. So 5.8 centimeters. 5.8. 5.8. Hope it works. Alright, place you guys down. Let's do the cut. Flip that over. Oh, that took way longer than expected. It looks pretty good. Okay, let's continue with the next cuts here. 28.7 centimeters, 28.7, 28.7. And I'm hoping, now that I feel like I'm rushing it, I hope we got it correct. My alarm just went off, so I gotta go pick up kids. But yeah, here we go. Okay, you guys can see that. What's it look like? Place it right down there. Boom. Not bad. Fits. Right? Just what we wanted. The exact sizing and everything. And if we had the, let's see, try to play around the cane, put that in, and it would sit right about there. That's pretty good. That looks good. So yeah, that's exactly what I was wanting to do. Get that exact size. That was an easy cut. Doing rectangles. So I can't do anything else today. We're gonna have to get going. I gotta get going, pick up my kids. So I'm so sorry that this has to end. I still have time tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll pick up on this project and continue it. Hopefully be able to, I'm not even going to say it, but my hope is that we can continue to move further into the project. That's all I can do. It is pretty easy cuts too, so hopefully we can move along here. Yeah. Anyways, really happy to be back. Hopefully you guys are following along here and you can see some cool stuff that we can do with stained glass, these types of projects. And my hope is that it can help spark or create some ideas in your head about your own projects, and you can get out there and do your own work and, you know, just make stained glass and have fun with it. This is the craft that I got started in not so long ago. It's only been a couple of years, and it just feels amazing. I can just pick up, get an idea in my head, and then just make and create something tangible that you can hold and physically have and hang in your room. And so this will be another piece of it. So thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys. We'll try to do it tomorrow. See ya.